You are now entering the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.
Geek Speak, the definitive 365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish we-done whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 9.5 of the 365 Flick. This is the episode we're going to be calling Trailer Talk.
Ooh.
We did a trailer talk before, but I didn't actually post it as an episode, did I?
They kind of went onto YouTube as individual.
Yeah, you've done the YouTube videos. I was looking at that one earlier. You done was it the Age of Ultron trailer you done? Or was it the Star Wars trailer?
Star Wars and another one, Jurassic World?
Yeah, we did. We talked about that as well. So anyway, episode 10 is incoming. We've got a big episode 10 coming, even though neither of us know what the hell we're doing.
We know parts of it.
We know parts of it. However, in this last week, we had 3 massive big trailers drop, and we thought we should get in there and talk about that shit. We had the Star Wars Episode 7 Force Awakens trailer 2, second trailer.
Yeah, well, the first full trailer in it.
Yeah, the first full trailer.
Yeah.
We had the Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice first proper trailer, which I cannot wait to talk about. And we had the Terminator Genisys number 2 trailer, which apparently Chris really liked. So, which one?
Apparently Kevin didn't.
We'll get to that. We're going to talk about Batman first, because I'm a huge Batman fan. This is the one that I could not wait to see. I was a little bit gutted that it got leaked in a shitty video phone.
Yeah, I like how they didn't leave us hanging until Monday though to see the proper one. They just said, you know what the hell with it, let's just bloody put it out there.
Well, yeah, because everybody was already talking about it in what was it? Hashtag do you bleed, you will do was trending massively around the world because it was just fucking awesome.
Just to interrupt you for a second, we don't do hashtags on these podcasts.
No, we don't do hashtags, but it was being hashtagged, and it was a huge thing. So
there will be no mention of hashtags.
Obviously the WB and Zack Snyder and DC they had to drop the official trailer because it, like we say, it got leaked. It was like some shitty Spanish video phone. Yeah. Which, pissed me off, but at the same time they dropped that Star Wars trailer on Friday, so they had to drop the Batman Superman trailer.
They didn't really. They could have, did they really have to do that? I don't know.
Well, I think you do, because you've got to ride high off the Star Wars wave, haven't you? Everybody's already going on YouTube and watching the Star Wars trailer. Oh, look, there's the Batman Superman trailer right beside it. Thank you very much. I'll watch that now.
Yeah.
It's like clickbait. You get your hits and your views up. So we're going to start with Batman versus Superman. What did you think?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I've had quite a lot to say about the movie. From the cast and the many casting additions and all that.
None of which we saw any of.
No.
which
No.
I loved.
Yeah, it made me think, do we need all that shit? Could we not just have those two? But
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I think if the movie keeps on going with that kind of tone and everything, it's going to be great.
Well, basically,
it's probably not going to keep on going with that tone, and it's probably going to suck. But
I think for the first movie, it will stick to that, and then about 10 minutes from the end, it'll be like, let's be mates, let's team up.
Yeah,
and hopefully
just a punch on the arm and that. Oh, you.
You guys, you goddamn jerk off. But I know what you mean. Like, it was like somebody shat on Nolan's like deepest, darkest fears and came out with this because it looked dark, it looked grim. It just, man, I fucking loved it. Like, I mean, that Star Wars trailer is badass, and we will talk about that. It's a badass trailer. But I just thought Batman Superman, for me, it's the one I've been waiting to see.
Yeah. I mean, I said a while back I wanted to see a trailer. I am feeling better about the movie than I was before. I won't lie, because before I saw that, it just, from all the many rumours and all that, it just sounded like it was going to be a complete bloody mess and everything, and just cramming it full and that. But no, I think from that trailer. Okay, yeah, it's looking promising.
We basically start the trailer with it's like a lot of voiceovers. By the way, I would just like to say that I think I called this, and I know everybody could say they called it, but a long time ago when Man of Steel came out, I wrote a post on moviepilot.com. I wrote a post on there. If you want to have a look at that, go and have a look for Halden365 on there. And it was all about Superman. Is he a hero or is he a villain? And I'd done this whole thing, and you'd have to go and read it because, frankly, I can't remember a fucking thing I wrote. Basically, it looks like the movie is taking that kind of stance. It's like we all know that Superman's here, we know he's an alien, but it looks like we're quite possibly scared to fuck about the fact that he's an alien, and we don't know nothing about him.
Well, you see, I didn't take that from the trailer. I took it that we get once the sort of couple of voiceovers have finished, we get a slow approach to a big fuck off statue of Superman.
Yeah.
Which looked amazing and all that, and then you've got the other voiceovers saying that that human beings are like a sucker for a powerful guy kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to the statue, and then it's got false god.
Yeah.
On it. So to me, it's like the majority of people are worshipping Superman. They love Superman. I think they are, because there's a shot of Superman in the sky and the guy sort of reaching up to him. As if
so why the false god then? Are we maybe a little bit
what I took from it is that there's a group that aren't so keen,
right?
And they're sort of trying to take Superman down, which I guess is maybe where we're going to get Lex Luthor in there.
Yeah, did you hear...
That's what I took from it, but,
I didn't hear the... when you're listening to the voices, I was trying to place who they were and all that, and I got Elastigirl.
I thought I heard Jodie Foster at one point, but...
Who?
I thought I heard Jodie Foster at one point.
No, that was Lauren Holly. You know, the one that played Elastigirl in Incredibles? The Incredible Mum. You know Lauren Holly, man, for fuck's sake. She sounds very much lot like Jodie Foster, but she's like a senator in the movie.
Oh, right, okay.
And she's kind of a little bit against Superman sort of thing.
Right. Yeah.
She's like Larry
she did
Shanley.
Sound a bit anti-Superman.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I took from it anyway. The start of it was, basically people like him, but there's a group that don't.
See, I just took it as people like him. However, we're a little bit fucked off now because he's not solving all the crime. He's not.
Yeah.
Because it pretty much looks like Metropolis as good as it looked, and you only really saw the skyline, but it looked pretty damn good.
Well, yeah, that was another thing. Presumably, if they've got time to build a statue, the rest of the city's pretty much repaired then.
Well, I got that. I got the fact that, the construction jobs is all over. Like, there's no... Yeah. The Sopranos are not needed anymore.
We had a sort of theory a few podcasts ago. I don't remember which one. That was how Bruce Wayne was going to come into it. And
yeah.
He was being thingied to rebuild Metropolis because it was still all a wreck and stuff. But
well, that's what we thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to Bruce Wayne, though.
Moving on to Bruce Wayne, yeah. So what did you think of the first shot of Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne?
Sold.
I'm sold, but oh my god, he looked like a miserable bastard.
No, he looked brooding, and he looked like a miserable bastard. He basically looked like Daredevil without the mask, back when he made Daredevil. But no, like, I thought it was the voiceover that went with it. It was the narration, which was definitely Jeremy Irons as Alfred.
It was, aye.
And he just sounded fucking awesome. And he's all about makes a good man turn cruel. I don't know, like, I think this is going to be a pretty badass Batman we're getting here. Like,
it's certainly the shots that followed of the full, we got to see him for the first time in the full armor, and it looked amazing.
How fucking huge does he look?
I know.
He's like a huge bulking fucking man of a man. He just looks huge. Khal Drogo's got nothing on this guy.
Do you want to go to the toilet for a second, or are you alright?
It's Batfleck. You know what I'm like. But I'm sold on Batfleck.
Yeah, you know what, I am as well.
I always was.
I thought he looked solemn as hell as Bruce Wayne, but that's fine. That's fine. And then as Batman, I thought he looked absolutely dead on.
Dead on. Yep. And the suit looks fucking great.
It does.
And then of course you had the Batman battle armor at the end.
That looks even better.
It looked
and
pimp.
we are getting the showdown that we thought, how we saw the teaser trailer.
Yeah, because I thought
it was leaked briefly from Comic-Con, and we thought, that's just to bloody get us wound up.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a bit of like editing gone wrong. it's going to be two completely different scenes where like Batman's talking to Commissioner Gordon or something and Superman's just doing his shit. But no, that is a pretty solid showdown. Like when he looks. What did you think of the Batman voice?
I loved it, and I that line the tell me, do you bleed?
Oh,
you will. That was at that point. It was okay. I'm sold now. That
That's how you end a trailer. That is exactly how you end a trailer. And he just
we'll come to the way to end the trailer.
Oh well,
at the end of the podcast.
Okay. But
the one that makes you cry.
It was the way he was kind of like, do you bleed? And then he was like, boom, on the ground, and you will. I was all like, oh yeah.
The only thing I wanted there is because I'm Batman. But maybe that would do it a bit.
I would have been alright. I would have been alright with that. Replace Batman with Batfleck though, and then
no,
he's not going to say that in the film, is he?
He's not going to say that. No. Maybe in the director's commentary or something.
So what did we think of the omission of every other character?
I think it was intentional.
I am happy with that. I was really happy that they didn't show too much, because trailers we'll leave that conversation because that conversation's coming. I was glad they didn't show too much.
Yeah.
Just like a little glimpse of Superman, a little glimpse of Batman, sort of what the tone of the movie's going to be about. Some nice narration.
Well, that's it, because we're still, over a year away? Is it summer next year? So, that's fine. Just calm down now. That's enough. That's all we need to see. It's giving us some hope for the movie now.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Now I just want to see a Suicide Squad trailer. We won't get that for a little while yet.
When is Suicide Squad out? It's out a couple of months after Batman vs Superman, isn't it? Yeah,
it's Batman's May 2016, right. And I'm sure Suicide Squad's August.
Right. Oh well.
Yeah.
So busy next year as well.
Oh fuck yeah. Come on. But I love that trailer, and I was already sold on Batman Superman. Yes, it's a bit chock-a-block full of turds, but I'm alright with it.
But then, is it though? I mean, that's the thing. You don't know how big a part these guys are going to be in it. It could be just a cheeky 10-minute section at the end that they're going to show up in, just to introduce the characters. You don't know.
Well, from what I've been reading now, is it's very much Batman's, very much Superman. I'm assuming Alfred's going to be quite a big part in it. Gal Gadot's going to be a big part in it as Wonder Woman.
Oh shit! Yeah, we never saw her.
I think the likes of Aquaman, we're not going to see a lot of him. To be fair.
No.
Because
you've got Cyborg as well.
Cyborg's meant to be somewhere in it. Yeah.
Lex Luthor.
That was I'm saying that it didn't show too much. I would like to see Jesse Eisenberg, because he's the one thing in that movie that right now I'm thinking this could go either way.
Oh no, you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing him as Lex Luthor. I think he's going to do a good job.
So there was a guy on YouTube. I was watching one of the YouTube reviews earlier, and apparently you do hear the Lex Luthor voice. You hear Eisenberg's voice.
All right, okay.
In the narration at the start.
See, that's the thing, when you're listening for the voices.
Yeah.
You're thinking of The Social Network or something.
I couldn't pick him out. I'm sitting there going, well, if it was him, which one was he? I couldn't pick him out.
I think I've only seen him in 2 movies: The Social Network and that.
The zombie one.
No, I've not seen that. The one where there's the 4 of them. It's the one about the magicians and
the
stuff.
Magic. Now you see me.
That's the one. Aye, and I love that movie. So I think it's gonna do a good job.
He doesn't have to make shit like that anymore. A couple of little things that I would also like to remark on before we move on to the next one was like I've already said, I think the suit looks the fucking bee's knees. We've got a little clip of the Batmobile from kind of behind with the explosions going off at the side. That was the bee's knees.
Yeah.
Did you spot the Riddler question mark?
Oh.
There was a scene just after you've seen Batfleck looking at the suit, and then it cut to what looked like some sort of underground thing, and there was graffiti up the walls, and on one of the pillars, it might have just been me reaching, but there's clearly a Riddler question mark.
Wow, I didn't spot that.
It took a couple of watches, because obviously I've watched the trailer about 10 times now. It took a couple of tries, but with I think it was about the 5th or 6th view, I was sat there going, is that the Riddler? No. Nah. And it was.
Okay. So, but that's not going to be in Suicide Squad?
No, I don't think that's going to be in anything.
No,
I think it was just Zack Snyder being a tit, but that's why we love these movies. to spot the Easter eggs.
You know what? I would love to see a proper creepy as hell, Riddler movie, Riddler in a Batman movie that sort of took him to town on that and wasn't just all ginger and fucking doing twirly about with the staff.
I'm sorry, you know what it is? Until the day I die, and I know it was a shite movie, I'm going to defend Jim Carrey's portrayal of the Riddler.
Nah.
I'm not a big fan of Jim Carrey, but who the fuck else was going to do that role at that time?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny. Fuck it, right. So.
Sorry.
Everywhere, freaks and fairies, dykes and fairies, tell me where is sanity.
We had another 2 big trailers. I realised that we're totally leaving out Ant-Man as well. Ant-Man trailer dropped, but I don't really want to talk about it.
Well, it was alright. I mean, I'm not going to see it in the cinema.
No, I'm not.
I'll get it on Blu-ray or something.
I mean, let's be honest. We have Avengers 2 this year, and do we honestly think Ant-Man's going to get close to that? No.
No. When is Ant-Man out? Summer.
Yeah, it's like later in the year, isn't it?
Yeah. So is it just Avengers 2 and Ant-Man this year for Marvel?
Yeah.
Ah.
And then Civil War next year.
Yeah.
And I want to say Black Panther, but no, because they put that
they all
back.
got switched about again after Spider-Man got added, didn't they? So I don't know if he's been switched back or not.
It won't be Civil War. It won't be Civil War then Spider-Man, will it?
No, Spider-Man's not till 2017.
Right.
So it could be Black Panther.
Could be.
You know what I hope it is? I really the still that they released of the Black Panther looked cool. So
it did look pretty badass.
And apparently, he is still going to be in Civil War. So yeah,
and
I want to see them do something different again.
They've pretty much fucked him over in Civil War, haven't they? So.
But yeah, you know what? If it was a choice between not having Spider-Man in and sort of not fucking him over kind of thing, I'd rather have Spider-Man in there. So
yeah, I know what you're saying, but we've done that. We've done the Spider-Man crack. What we're going on to next? We're going to leave the Star Wars to the last because that we're going to need plenty of Kleenex for that, and it might cause for another rewatch before we actually talk about it. So we're going to go on to Terminator Genisys.
Right.
Now, before we talk about Terminator Genisys, I would like to put out a massive, huge spoiler alert, because this trailer was a massive, huge fucking spoiler.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, mate.
It did actually scream one of the trailers that tell you what the fuck is actually going to happen in the whole movie.
It was like, remember back when we watched the Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailer when that came out, and you saw the whole fucking movie in Spider-Man 2 in the trailer. It was like that.
You didn't.
You did. You watched that Spider-Man 2 the first time that trailer came out, and it was like, yeah, Gobby's in it, Electro's in it. Yeah, okay, show your villains. But they pretty much told you that Gwen Stacy was gonna fucking die. They pretty much told you it was about Peter Parker's dad. They told you fucking everything in that trailer. In Terminator Genisys, oh my fucking god. Oh, I feel violated. I was already on the fence with that movie. Okay, I wasn't on the fence. I was a mile down the road with that movie. I couldn't have given a fuck after that last trailer. And see, after this trailer, I think I could give less of a fuck.
Huh.
So, what did you think of it?
I liked it.
Really?
Yeah.
Surprise. What did you... Come on, okay, right. If you take away the fact that they have now told us that John Connor sends himself or is sent back as a fucking nano Terminator,
Right, let's go back to the start of the trailer.
Go back to the start, yeah.
Let's just...
I was enjoying that.
Before we get to the John Connor bit.
And I'm sorry if I'm spoiling this movie for anyone. I really am. Just watch that trailer and you've watched that movie. So... Crack on.
Well,
we'll go back to the
I
start.
don't think you're going to spoil it from anyone because, well, let's face it. If last Saturday night showed us anything, none of our family or friends fucking listen to the things. So. Bastards. Anyway,
they may one day.
They might do. We should have put it on. Anyway, bygones. Yeah.
Well, so they could hear about me saying spoiler alerts and fucking getting pissed off at Terminator. Right, go back to the start.
Yeah. Right. So the start of the trailer. So we see Amelia Clarke. Who, if anybody doesn't know, it's Daenerys from Game of Thrones, who looks fucking fantastic as Sarah Connor. Agreed?
I agree with that. I think as far as trying to imitate but not be the same as Linda Hamilton, yeah, she's looking good.
Yeah.
She's looking good for me.
So that's fine. Right, so we're agreeing there. I want to actually, what I would say is, they seem to have, apart from John Connor, because the replacement for the Robert Patrick Terminator looks pretty similar as well.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Jai McCourtney, kind of.
Generic asshole, douchebag,
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
turd face, Jai McCourtney.
Yeah.
Can we just take a second to explain why we hate him?
I'm not anything at him. It's you that hates him.
Die Hard 5, maybe?
Well, it wasn't just him that made that movie terrible.
However, I do hope he is amazing in Suicide Squad. Crack on.
Yeah. So yeah. That was one thing I noticed, is that they seem to have sort of gone all out and maybe a bit of fan service and getting people who, like you say, not look dead alike, but
Yeah.
similar enough that.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you there. Totally. 100% agree with you there.
Aye. So yeah, so we see Sarah Connor, and then we see a dose of sort of end of the world type stuff, missiles being launched and everything, and so I assume it's going to start after Judgment Day.
Uh-huh.
So then we see we're in the future. Sorry, my throat's bloody. We're in the. Sorry, I'm going to have a sip of beer to help.
That is how we get through these podcasts, by the way.
I've got the lurgy, so don't question me. Aye. So yeah, we're in the future after the Judgment Day stuff. So we see presumably it's going to be the first act maybe of the movie is going to be John Connor finding out about the Skynet's plans to assassinate in the past. So they're going to send Terminator back to 1994 to kill Linda Hamilton.
Daenerys.
So yeah, that's I guess where we kind of start to split up opinion there.
The thing about that is that we already knew all this from the first trailer.
Yeah.
We knew that he sends back Michael Biehn replacement Jai Courtney, who then bumps into Linda Hamilton replacement Emilia Clarke. They are both then attacked by Robert Patrick replacement. They escape, and then it turns out that she's been living with Arnold for a long time, for like a decade or so.
Yeah.
And they've been preparing for Judgment Day, and then John Connor comes back in time to help his mum. Which is definitely where we split opinion, because I think, you know what?
You know what? I didn't need to. I agree with you. I didn't need to see that. I'd rather have been in the cinema. I mean, maybe if they sort of had him going, like sort of Ross Kemp, hello, mum, that kind of thing.
Well, yeah.
And then just leave it at that. You don't need to see him as a fucking Terminator. That I agree with you completely there. That did.
But even if you just had a scene, if you had a scene where she's kind of stood there, and like you say, he comes in and he's like, all right, ma'am, and she's all like, John.
Mine was better.
And by the way, how the fuck did she know that was? I know you're not supposed to ever forget what your son looks like, but how is she supposed to know that he's gonna have a face like a fucking crater and just look totally stupid? How did she know that was John?
Arnie told her.
Arnie told her, right? That explains everything.
He showed her photos and stuff.
He's like, I am Arnold, and this is your son, John Connor.
You know what? I loved the we just get a dose of Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator moments in the trailer.
We did. We got a hell of a lot of fan
The scene where
service.
she says, I've been training him to fit in, and he turns around and does this sort of cheesy smile. I was pissing myself at that bit, and she goes, it's going to take a bit of work. It's just, like you say, it's just fan service to sort of the moments in Terminator 2 and all that. That's great. That's good stuff.
One thing I did like, it's sort of like a paradox, like you're saying, the fan service and that scene when he walks up to John in the car park and he starts blowing him away, and that's the part of the trailer when you realise that John Connor is actually some sort of fucking symbiote or some bollocks. He's got like nanobots inside his body, some fucking shit like that. So he's blowing him away, and it totally made me think of Terminator 2. You know, when you've got the huge hallway and you've got Robert Patrick coming one way, you've got Arnold coming the other way, you've got like Edward Furlong in the middle, and you're kind of like, oh, and that's when you realise that Arnold's actually there to protect them.
Yeah.
I just thought, how cool is that in that scene in that movie he's there to protect him, but in this scene in this movie he's going to blow him away.
Yeah.
But that was just totally outshone by the fact that I thought they fucked me over in the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, again, they could have said they could have had John Connor going, hello, mum, and then the next bit. That
was more Dick Van Dyke than Ross Kemp.
Was it?
Hello, mum. I'm off up the chimney.
Chim chiroo. That was awesome. That was my best impression ever. Anyway, sorry. I fucking drunk that beer too quick, I think. if they just had him go, hello, mum, and then show Arnie putting a fucking bullet in his chest and leave you thinking, what? You know, that would have been fine. That's what trailer's for.
The thing is,
But I agree, yeah, okay.
This is meant to be a trailer, a fucking trailer. A trailer, for me, by its very definition, is what Batman vs Superman did. It's what Star Wars did. It didn't give away too much. This trailer gave away the whole movie.
But then you don't know that. And by the way, I think he's not got nanobots inside him. I think that's just the new type of Terminator.
Oh well, that's even shitter. It's not shitter. That's actually pretty cool.
You know what? I actually thought that Terminator looked pretty cool. You know, where it's sort of like the blood suddenly turns into the nanobots, and then he sort of rearranges himself. Like I mean, that looked cool.
It looked pretty technical. It looked pretty cool. Aye, I'll give you that. I think they've gone the right way with that Terminator. If that's the new Terminator, if that's the way it's going, then yes. Fine, but I didn't need to see Jason Clarke, fucking John Connor. I didn't need to see that shit. I didn't need it.
Yeah, and they also put in the line, what was it? You taught me to survive, or bloody something like that.
God.
So it's like it's making it, but it could be it could be to sort of fuck with our heads kind of thing. Like we're being made to think that John Connor sort of voluntarily turned himself into a Terminator. Why would he do that?
Exactly. I'll wait for the DVD. I'll wait for the DVD. I'm not even gonna watch that shit on Blu-ray. I'll tell you, that was the one. That's the one movie coming out in the next 4 or 5 years that I wouldn't even say I was on the fence. I was dead against the movie. I just thought it just didn't need to happen. Don't like it. I don't like the whole thing about Arnold being back in time for about 50 odd years looking after her. I didn't like that, and now I really don't like anything I see in that.
Well, I completely disagree with you there. I think,
and that's your prerogative, even though it's wrong.
Well, no, I'm never wrong, as you know. So. I love the Terminator franchise. You know, they made an arse of Terminator Salvation. We won't talk about that.
Again, Terminator Salvation, again, when you watched that trailer, they told you in the fucking trailer that Sam Worthington was a cyborg, he was a robot, he was a Terminator.
They did, that's right.
So, is this just a trend? Like, we're going to give away... Because you could have watched Terminator Salvation and thought, this is a pile of dog shit. And then when fucking he turns out to be a Terminator, you'd be like, oh, well, it was worth watching till then. But no, you already knew that because you watched the trailer.
Yeah.
So is this a trend?
But we're not going to talk about that.
Bring back McG.
I like the franchise. You know, Terminator and Terminator 2 are bloody good movies. You know, even when you rewatch them now, They still stand up to me. I know the first one's set in 1984, and it looks a little bit 1984-y. What are you going to do? Terminator 3, I think, is underrated. I actually don't mind it. I think the franchise called out for something new, and that's what they're bloody well doing.
Yeah.
You know? If they're wanting to sort of relaunch the franchise, you know, I think I honestly think they're going about it the right way. If they're wanting to sort of do something new with the franchise, they're having Arnie go back to before the 1984 one arrived, kill Linda Hamilton. I love that idea. I think it's a great idea.
But could they not have done something a bit more you know how when you first watched Terminator and Arnold was the baddie, and then you watched Terminator 2 and this time he was the goodie? Could they not have just went back to Arnold being a baddie again and just try to fuck shit up?
No.
I have very little hope for that movie, and I might be wrong. It might be awesome. But
well, you know what? Either way, one of us is going to be wrong because I've got great hopes for the movie. I think it looks promising, and I agree with you about the John Connor in the trailer thing. Completely agree with you there. But I've still got hopes for the movie.
It just didn't have to happen. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's one of those movies you're looking forward to. I'm clearly not. And I think, see, this is why I stay away from trailers. This is why I don't like watching trailers. But because we do the podcast and because we want to talk about this shit, I'll watch them all the time now. And you know, it's the whole Avengers. We're going to see Avengers 2 on Friday.
I have actually stopped watching Avengers stuff now.
Exactly.
Because you know what? They seem to be releasing a new clip every day, and it's like, all right already.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's already fucking broken records with the bloody pre-bookings, which you know we're amongst them.
Well, obviously.
But, okay, don't fucking show us anymore. You're 6 days away, as you shared on Facebook earlier on. We're 6 days away from seeing it. We don't need to see any more. We'll see it in the fucking cinema. Calm yourselves down.
It is getting a bit much. I mean, I just want to go and watch it now. I don't want all this shite in the back of my head.
I wish it was Friday. I won't lie.
Like yourself, I've also stopped watching everything to do with the Avengers. But you cannot turn around without being hit by an Avengers trailer.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm hoping Warner Brothers and DC and Marvel's usually quite good for it. They are normally quite good for it, but when they release an Avengers film, they just seem to go fucking nuts.
I mean, to be fair, that like the ensemble one is the sort of, that's the jewel in their crown, isn't it? That's the end of Phase 2 now.
But they know it's going to sell.
And the start of Phase 3. Of course it's going to sell.
Let it sell itself. That's Terminator Genisys. By the way, if you are looking forward to Batman vs Superman or Terminator Genisys, or if you have anything to say, you can hit us on the Facebook page 365Flicks, or you can hit us on the Twitter page 365Flicks. Just, a little bit of pimpage for you there.
Aye. So
the trailer dropped.
So yeah, where do we start with this one?
I think we should just start at the start and work our way to you crying. Just so you know, though, I didn't cry.
I didn't actually cry.
You totally cried.
I didn't cry. I welled up a little bit. That's all.
You welled up.
I did.
You're funny. Right.
Fuck off.
So
anyway,
so the logos come up. Lucasfilms. I mean, this is the movie we've been waiting for. This movie's gonna be the balls.
After seeing this, hell yes, it is.
Fuck! I mean, I couldn't believe how good this trailer was. This is how you make a trailer.
Yes.
So whoever edited the Terminator Genisys trailer, go and watch the Star Wars trailer. Take yourself back to 1984. And fucking re-release that trailer again, you twat. So
you've got to keep that in, by the way.
We open up on that desert. I'm assuming it's the same desert from the first
I'm assuming
trailer.
It's Tatooine.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's still that. I mean, I've not done all the homework because I don't want to. So it opens up and it's panning along, and you can see the spear in the background, and you see was it an X-wing kind of
it was an X-wing,
buried in the sand? How fucking good did that Star Destroyer wreckage look?
You know what? That look. I wish I hadn't seen it until 3D IMAX on Friday.
Yeah.
I really do. I think you said that you said, what day was it? Was it Tuesday that aired?
Yeah.
Or Wednesday or something. I wish I hadn't seen it until 3D IMAX.
Aye.
But, it looked fucking beautiful.
That's what I was looking forward to. Like, I couldn't wait to go and see Avengers 2 because it's Avengers 2. But at the same time, I wanted my Star Wars trailer in 3D IMAX. Like when we went to see The Hobbit and we got the teaser trailer at the start for Star Wars.
That's right.
In 3D IMAX. And it looked fucking... And that was just a teaser trailer, but it looked awesome. Imagine seeing that Star Destroyer in fucking epic 3D fucking IMAX glorious JJ vision.
Well, JJ vision. That's got to be a thing. That's got to become a thing.
So do we start the 365 hashtags? JJ vision.
No, absolutely not.
It was very Star Trek 2 though. When the Enterprise was coming down. In Star Trek 2 when the Enterprise is coming down, like JJ likes to take a massive huge thing and just pan out and just
Yeah, I see what you mean, yeah.
It was like that trailer started. As soon as I saw the Star Destroyer, I was like, right, I'm in.
Yeah,
I was in. I'm all in. Was that Hamill, the voiceover?
The bit where he's doing the Force of Strongman family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it was, but the voice kind of wasn't sitting with me. I was kind of like, is it Hamill?
It is, aye.
Because it's like my father. Oh, the Vader mask, the melted Vader mask.
Yeah.
What the hell? Like that just looked fucking cool.
So, does Vader still have a part to play, do you think?
I don't know. It kind of leaves it open for your mind to wander, doesn't it? Otherwise, why show it? Is it just cool imagery to show, or?
I mean, I hope they have it in the... Well, they're going to have it in the movie. It's in the trailer, so...
Is it going to be like one of these things that Luke's now living in a cage with those of memorabilia around, those of Star Wars memorabilia hanging up on the walls?
I could cope with that.
He's got like the mould for the Carbonite Solo and stuff like that on his back wall.
He's tracked him down and put him back in again. Just it looked awesome.
Jar Jar's head on a stick.
the lightsaber hung up on the wall, switched on, and then he's trying to dust, and he goes,
Be like, oh man, I wish they would make a crossguard one. But like, I'm assuming that's it's got to be Solo. It's got to be Luke doing the voiceover. My father had it, my sister had it, I have it, and now you have it. Who's he talking to?
Yes, who is he talking to? So at the moment, I'm assuming it's either the Stormtrooper fella.
Yeah.
Or the lassie.
I'm gonna go with the lassie.
I'm completely on board with a female Jedi.
Yeah.
I think that could be.
I'll tell you why I think it's the lassie. A couple of scenes later, there's like a big explosion in the background, and you've got John Boyega, and you've got Daisy Ridley kind of running at the camera.
Yeah.
Her outfit was very Luke Skywalker in New Hope. I might just be reading a bit too much into it.
Yeah,
but
I never thought of that.
When you look at her outfit, I'm sitting there going, yeah, that's totally Luke Skywalker. Like, I think she's going to be, like, Solo and Leia's daughter.
Yeah.
Like, that's who I think she's going to end up being. I might be completely wrong, but... And by the way, in that same scene, that little fucking football droid...
Oh, leave him alone.
He's now got a name. He's called BB-8. I'd rather just call him
but you know what?
shitty football droid.
We had a glimpse of R2 there with, I assume, Luke Skywalker with his metal hand clapping him. I was happy with R2 there. Is 3PO going to be in the movie?
I kind of wanted to see Luke's face there.
I'm expecting him to sort of look like Ben Kenobi in A New Hope.
What, Beardy?
Or Beardy, aye.
Why couldn't I say Beardy and, like, why can't I say it properly? Beardy.
You sound Scottish?
Because it doesn't...
Oh, Beardy?
Because when you say Beardy, it just doesn't sound right.
Yeah, you said it like Beardy.
He's all Beardy like.
Oh, Muckle Beardy. Anyway, aye, that's what I'm expecting him to look like.
So we got like a front view of the Sith with the crossguard.
We did. How awesome does that Sith look?
He does look pretty badass. Like I'm sold on him already.
Definitely. You know what it reminded me of? Did you ever play Knights of the Old Republic on the Xbox?
Yes. Aye.
It reminded me of like Darth Revan, that kind of thing. I guess that he looks amazing.
He looked awesome. Like.
He has got a name, but I can't remember what the hell it is.
And I'll be totally honest with you. I don't give a fuck if that sword is practical. I'm loving it.
Definitely. Is there still people saying,
there's those like Warzy fanboys like, they cut his fingers off and shit like, fuck off.
No, he wouldn't, because he's a Jedi. Well, he's a Sith.
And I think that looks cool. And you got some really cool kind of shots of like TIE fighters, which really look pimp to fuck now.
Yeah.
Which I'm on board with.
And so does the new. It also, I think it was actually just after the crashed one, it sort of cut to the new one.
Yeah.
So presumably from that, the Empire is still there.
Oh. It seemed to me like the Empire was thriving.
So yeah, I mean, are we going to get like a sort of civil war still? It can't be civil war. That's what the original trilogy was.
We're obviously we're still gonna have a war. There's gonna be a sort of Empire uprising. It's gonna be shit hot, like.
Well, I think I read the Timothy Zahn, whatever, books trilogy that was set just after Return of the Jedi. I know that that's not canon anymore, because all that's been cut out.
Yeah.
But it was like in the first book after Return of the Jedi, can't remember what it was called. Knackered, and it was all down and out and everything. And then all of a sudden, they've been sort of rebuilding in the background and stuff, if I remember right. And then all of a sudden, they just come out of nowhere, and there's a muckle fuck off space battle and all that, and it was. It was really cool. I was just reading it.
I'd like something like that. It would be pretty cool. But it looks to me like the Empire's still strong.
Well, you've got to have the Empire in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not be still called the Empire. I don't know, but.
Well, he might just be a lone soldier, eh? This guy that looked like Darth Revan. He's cool. I love the look of him. So I've actually got a note here. JJ explosions with TIE fighters. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. It was like obviously on a big set, and you had the TIE fighters all blowing shit up.
Yeah, aye.
Which from what I read was all practical set.
See, I like that. I like that he's doing that.
Well, this is what JJ is good for.
What the new trilogy was totally missing is that everything was fucking green screen.
Well, 99% of the movies were green screen, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Half the actors were green screen.
Because there was, I'm sure, I think it was like in episode 2, the Blu-ray, there was like a sort of documentary about the making of it and all that, and I watched it, and it was all on green screen, and he was like, oh, well, I don't like those two actors there, so can we cut them and put them there in that scene instead? Saying the exact same words as from that scene, in that scene. And he was just cutting and pasting and throwing shit about and all that.
It's because he's a Lucas.
Yeah. What did you think of the Stormtroopers then?
I love the Stormtroopers. I think they look.
You know, they've got a new sort of slightly new design on the thing.
You know what? It's a movie. It's a set. JJ's bringing it back. He's reinventing. He's not reinventing. He's bringing it back. He's obviously got to update everything, because it's going to be the future now. We're assuming a good 10, 20 years further.
Isn't it 30? It's not 30 years after Return of the Jedi. I'm sure it's 30.
Whoever the kid is that he hands the lightsaber to clearly has to be a grown adult now.
Yeah.
It's one of your three.
Yeah.
It's one of your core three cast. Oscar Isaac, Ridley, and
See, I don't want it to be him, because I want him to be. I don't want him to be a Jedi. I want him to be going about flying, the Millennium Falcon, maybe.
The rumor is now there must be. There's a rumoured X-Wing movie as a spin-off.
Oh yeah, that Rogue One.
And the rumour is that he's going to be in that.
Right.
His character is going to be in that. So that would work for me. But yeah, I kind of hope he's the solo character, the Han Solo.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I'll tell you what,
I
watched a movie with him in it called Inside Llewellyn Davis.
Oh yeah.
The other, I think it was last week or the week before, and he was fucking fantastic in it. So
I've never seen it, but everybody raved about it. It was a Coen Brothers movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, the one little thing about the Stormtrooper new design that sort of immediately sprung out my head was Joker's henchman. It kind of looked like the Joker's henchman, with this sort of kind of looked like a big smile. That was just me though.
I think that's you just hoping that the Joker's going to be in Star Wars.
I don't think the Joker's going to.
It'd be pretty cool if he was, though. What did you think of the Chrome Trooper?
Yeah. I like that we're seeing different types of.
That threw me right off. That really threw me off, because as soon as I seen him, I thought Boba Fett. But then when I watched the trailer again, I'm like, no, that's not Boba Fett. That's an actual Chrome Trooper. It's like.
See, I like that. I like the Stormtroopers are pretty bloody iconic.
Yeah.
So why not give us a bit more story involving the Stormtroopers other than the cunts that always miss what they're fucking aiming at? They're just there to miss and be shot.
Do you think he's going to be like a Special Forces type Stormtrooper?
I like the idea of a Special Forces Stormtroopers that are just kick-ass. I love that idea.
The ones that never miss.
Exactly. Maybe, you've got a big fancy armor helmet. Maybe have a little bit of aiming technology in there so they don't fucking miss all the time.
Yeah, I'm up. I'm down for that. The scene with all the Stormtroopers in that very, 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 very Hitler fucking speech scene, because you had the guy in the background standing at the parapet, kind of like, "Oh, Sieg Heil," and you had all the Stormtroopers stood there. Right. Question: when you look in the background and you see the terrain, is that Hoth?
Don't know. Well, that would be a good bit of fan service if the Empire is all to fuck, and so they sort of retreat to Hoth and hide in Hoth.
I'd love that. I'd love that.
Where the rebels were hiding, sort of 30 years earlier. That would be cool. I'd fucking like that.
Because to be fair, the last time we saw Hoth was when all the rebels were escaping. They were trying to get away from the Empire. So it would make sense that some of the Empire's still there and took the base and sort of started rebuilding. I'm up for that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, actually. I hope it is Hoth. I just saw it and I was like, oh, I hope that's Hoth. Because they had the gun turrets and the ice and that, and I was like, oh, hope that's Hoth.
Here's a question for you. What if, how we keep seeing the X-Wing on sort of the lake type thing?
Yeah, they showed that again.
What if that's Naboo?
Yeah.
I don't think it will be. I just came to my head now. I don't see any reason why it would be.
Again, I think it's JJ. He's going to give us the fan service, isn't he? He's going to throw it in planets where we're going to be like, oh, look at that shit, that's Tatooine. Oh.
But you see, I don't think Naboo would really be a big fan service, to be honest. It doesn't hold pleasant memories.
It'd be fine, though.
It's JJ, it'd be fine.
It might be Endor.
I could cope with going back to Endor.
No,
I don't think they were.
We can't cope with going.
We could be fine.
Two things I don't want to see in the new trilogy: Ewoks and Gungans. That's the two things I don't fucking want to see.
So what if 30 years later, all the Gungans are dead?
I'm fine with that. I'd be totally fine with that. We could have we could have what's his name from fucking South Park, Mr. Garrison. All the Gungans are dead.
Have Jar Jar frozen in carbonite.
Did you ever see that in the game, the Force Unleashed game?
I did.
That was
yes.
awesome.
And the sort of it was like a throne room or something.
I think JJ has to do that.
That.
If JJ wants to keep the fans on board, we need a carbonite Jar Jar. Like just willy nilly, just fucking actually not even willy nilly, just in the middle of the shot, he zooms out and it's Jar Jar in carbonite. And then he'd be like, right, credits, here we go. He'd be like,
that should have been the first teaser, actually.
the first teaser trailer.
You know what? Actually, the last time I was in America, this was about. Well, was it fucking 2009? In one of the stores in Disney, it was like a sort of Disney art sort of thing.
Aye.
You know, those are fucking paintings of bloody Beauty and the Beast and all that kind of thing. But one of the things, that was where I got my Black Pearl ship.
All right.
You know what I've got?
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things they had was Donald Duck in frozen in carbonite. And I thought, oh, that's fucking awesome. But it was like $900, so... Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
That's nothing to do with anything. But yeah. So yeah.
So we see the Chrome Trooper droid, and then we see the Chrome Trooper, sorry, and then we get another shot of the fucking football droid. I'm not on board with this yet.
You know what? I don't care about the football droid. I think just leave him alone. He'll be fine.
The one thing that does kind of sell it a little bit is the fact that apparently it's actually been a droid that's been made. They've actually made this little robot, and it actually rolls around on set all day. And to be fair,
right,
I'd be cool with that. Like, if I was on that set and I saw that thing going about, I'd be like, oh, fucking I love J.J. Abrams. I mean, I love him anyway, but...
So I wonder what the first toy will be.
So we get the football droid, and then, boom, we get some more Falcon.
Yes, we do. Being chased by TIE fighters through... So it looked like the same planet as the crashed X-Wing and that.
Yeah, I was assuming it was the Star Destroyer from the start of the trailer.
Yeah.
I kind of thought...
Could be.
I thought, how cool would that be? Like, proper reminiscent of, like, you know, when they go down the alleyway on the Death Star to take it down.
Aye.
And I was just kind of like, oh, I love this. I fucking can't wait to see this film. Christmas can't come quick enough. I'm so glad it's at Christmas as well. It's like all your dreams coming true at Christmas. You get a Star Wars movie.
Can we just go on Christmas Day instead of...
That should be the new Christmas Day. Just call it Star Wars Day, and we'll just release a Star Wars movie on Christmas Day every year. So we get the Falcon. And at this point, we've already seen Oscar Isaac in the X-Wing flying around quite a bit in the trailer. I mean, by the way, you don't really, apart from the bit we're going to talk about in 2 seconds, you don't see any of the original cast in this trailer. You get a glimpse of what could be. I mean, it's definitely Luke, but you don't see Leia, you don't see Luke, you don't see anyone else. You're seeing John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, and Daisy Ridley. I'm assuming Adam Driver's going to be the Sith. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen him yet, so who else is he going to be?
Well, he's a bit of a weird-looking fella, so he's got to be a Sith. He's not going to be a good guy, is he, with that face?
So, getting to my point, by this point, after seeing Oscar Isaac in the X-Wing, I'm assuming it's Han and Chewie flying the Falcon.
Yeah. You know what? Even if it's just for the first movie, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen in the movie, if all the original cast are going to make it through the movie. We don't know. There is a story in one of the books, which, again, isn't canon anymore. There is a story in one of the books where Chewbacca dies. Or is it a comic? Is it one of the comics? Or is it one of the books? I can't fucking remember. But again, you know, that none of that's canon, so
yeah,
we just don't know.
But just because it's not canon, they could still borrow.
Yeah, oh aye. But so yeah, I at least once, at least for the first movie, I want to see Han and Chewie flying the Millennium Falcon again.
Do we want to see him say punch it?
Yes.
And a big thing in this whole trailer, as we've been talking about, was fan service. The Batman Superman trailer gave you a little bit of fan service. The Terminator Genisys trailer gave you AIDS.
Is that what's wrong with me tonight? Shit.
Sorry, I meant fan service. Gave you a wee bit of fan service. But come on, the Star Wars trailer gave you the ultimate fan service. In that little scene at the end that made you squirt a few tears.
It did, yes.
So what did we see?
Well, it kind of cut to black, didn't it? And then we heard Han going, Chewie, we're home. Yeah, you know what, I'm welling up now.
Well, he didn't really say Chewie, we're home. He said, Chewie, we're home. That man sounds old.
He is old, that's why. And, you know, to be fair, he looked alright in the sort of 2 seconds that we saw him. You'd expect a few grey hairs in Chewbacca, but meh.
Do Wookiees get grey hair? I mean, is that a thing? Can we wiki that?
Could be a thing. We probably could, but we're not going to.
I'll wiki that for the next for episode 10. That'll be the first question I answer on episode 10. And the best thing about it was you'd watch the trailer. I mean, the trailer's what? It's about 2 minutes long. It's not not even 2 minutes. It's just under 2 minutes. And I went that whole trailer and I'm like, right, I've not seen Luke. I've not seen Leia. And I'm like, I'm not going to see Solo. I'm not going to see any of this. I'm just going to see these 3 new guys, which I'm fine with. I'm totally fine with. And then when that happened at the end, it was like when it faded to black and then it went bang, and you just saw the Falcon. Like, it was amazing. And then this time it was like, it should have done the same thing. It should have done the bang, and then they should have came out. But yeah, I was 100% on board with that.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know what came over me. It was seeing the Millennium Falcon being chased by TIE fighters again. And it just think we said maybe in the last episode or whatever. The thing about the original trilogy is that the good guys had their they were like backs to the ropes kind of thing. And again we see the Millennium Falcon being chased by TIE fighters and that. And it was so nostalgic and that. And then he goes, Chewie, we're home. And
then you cried.
I didn't actually cry.
So yeah, I mean, Batman, Superman. I'm in Terminator. Star Wars 100% in. I mean, I'll be booking those tickets quicker than we booked our Avengers 2 tickets, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, that'll be the day they go on sale. I reckon that'll be like Ticketmaster.
That might well be. See, you know what? With Avengers, I didn't even know you could do that until you said it. I don't know you could pre-book tickets. I was just sort of like hoping for the best.
So we'll end the trailer talk there.
Yeah.
We couldn't wait till we did the news roundup, because as it now looks, the news roundup would be an hour long itself before we even get into episode 10.
Plus episode 10 is already getting quite long.
Yeah, episode 10 will pretty much we'll have our news roundup. I've got to review fucking Rat Race, which I still haven't watched yet. I think I'll watch that like the day before we go and watch Avengers 2. I'll watch that.
I was actually going to suggest that to you, yeah.
And then we'll be reviewing Avengers 2, and we have an idea for a little argument which might happen.
You know what? I think episode 10 is quite a good landmark for us. I think it's time to revisit.
I just don't know if I can berate Iron Man 3 anymore. Right, so we're going to put this one to bed. Episode 9.5. I'll try and turn this one around as quick as possible and we'll get it out there for you. Please definitely come back for episode 10. I think it's going to be a good one for us. And if you want to give us anything to talk about or chat shit about any trailers you want us to watch, anything, just hit us on the Facebook page, the Twitter page, the Musings page. We're on musingsofthegeek.com. We're on there as well. Rate us on iTunes and all that other good shit.
Also, does anyone out there have any opinions on episode on Dark Knight Rises versus Iron Man 3?
You are now leading the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.